Hey, what's up, everybody? Video 44 coming at you with another video. All right, so the score was 143 to 138. The Lakers got the victory in San Antonio to complete our road trip and our San Antonio 3-game in 1 week situation. And it was efficiency, man. That was the name of the game tonight. Efficiency was the name of the game. We had a lot of good going on down there when it came to that hoop for ourselves. LeBron James, 7 of 11 three-point shots with 39 points and 11 rebounds. Just phenomenal shooting tonight from him. He just came down there and with the intent of getting in rhythm, and boy, did he get in rhythm. Without Anthony Davis down there, it was just a lot more shots to go around for the King and for some guys like Dennis Schroeder as well, who had an excellent basketball game. I think he had like 6 assists, over 20 points, three-point shots made there. Just efficiency. I don't think it was anybody outside of Russell Westbrook that shot below 50%. Everybody had it going tonight. Everybody was efficient. Even people who didn't shoot a lot, like Troy Brown, was 2 or 3. We saw situations where Wenyen Gabriel was able to get consecutive three-point plays in the fourth quarter. He was doing things for his team, hitting three-point shots. He was excellent. Austin Reeves was continuing his scoring, doing what it is that he does for his team, continuing to be aggressive. We just saw a lot of team ball tonight, man. That's what you want to see. Without Anthony Davis, the rebounding was a thing. We did give up a lot of offensive rebounds again tonight to this team. But all in all, where they really were able to do damage was in the fast break and in our paint. I think they had 39 fast break points and 66 points in the paint. So we were lucky to get a victory tonight, giving up the type of scoring that we did. You consider they had 3 players in their starting lineup with 20 or more points, 7 players in double figures. Clearly, with the score being as it was, scoring was not a problem for either squad. Defense, on the other hand, that's a whole nother story. Perimeter defense was awful on both sides of the floor. I think both teams gave up three-point shots like crazy. We shot the ball extremely well, of course, as I said, from everywhere, but especially from the three. We definitely had our best three-point shooting game of the season, 17 of 30-something. I don't remember what it was, but we shot over 50% from the three, hitting 17 as a team, and you have to love that. We look like an actual three-point shooting team tonight. And, of course, it had a lot to do with LeBron James being so highly efficient from behind the arc himself. And, of course, Dennis Schroeder and a few other guys who hit threes as well, Wenyen Gabriel, they all had multiple three-point shots made tonight. So that's what it was, man. I mean, the fourth quarter was really ridiculous. When you talk about the type of scoring that we saw out there, it was just phenomenal how both teams are just continuing to score back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, continuing to do what it is that you ultimately want to see when you're a fan watching two teams that haven't had a great record. You want to see basketball play that allows for a lot of entertainment, and that's what we saw. You got to give credit to a guy like Trey Jones, who was just making plays like crazy. I think he had over 11 assists, maybe 11 assists in total, and over 20 points as well. Just continuing to show us why he's such a high-level point guard, and the San Antonio Spurs have a bright future with him at that point. Devin Vassell as well hit all kinds of shots. At three-point shooting efficiency on his end was good, and you can clearly see that the future is bright there. Keldon Johnson got some of his shooting woes out of the way, was able to score some points and see the three-ball fall tonight. So we had seen him struggle throughout this entire week, obviously seeing the team so much, and it's one of those situations where he was able to end his shooting struggles. So I don't know what that means for their team, but when he's shooting poorly, they definitely are losing games, that's for sure. So all in all, I mean, you got to look at the Los Angeles Lakers and just tip your hat to them. When you have a guy like Anthony Davis playing this well and he is a last-minute scratch, you really don't know what you're going to expect from the team, given the fact that we got LeBron James coming back with his second game. Dennis Schroeder coming in, of course, with his third game, and Thomas Bryant also. You just got guys going in and out of the lineup, and you just don't know if you're going to see that continuity that kept us going. But we did. LeBron James with the three-point shooting definitely had it going. I do wonder if him attempting 11 three-point shots is ultimately going to be the bane of us. When it's all said and done, is this going to be fool's gold with him seeing it fall this much? Having him thinking he should attempt it this much. I don't think he should, to be honest with you. But if it's going to fall like this, you won't hear me complaining. all in all, the key to me for our team is to make sure that we have continuity at all times. When LeBron James is on the floor doing as much as he does, it's so important that everybody else get an opportunity to see shots fall. Rhythm must be found while he's on the floor, and I think we did a much better job of seeing that tonight with everybody, of course, shooting above 50%. It looks better when the shots are falling, but most importantly, we want to see that they're getting attempted. Um, so that's really what it was. I thought the rotations were okay tonight. We did do some small ball stuff, as I said at the halftime video, which ultimately puts us in a position to not be able to rebound the ball like we want to, keep them off the glass, of course. And we're gonna have to take a look at the video footage of this game and try to figure out how this team was able to get in transition so much tonight. Um, they really, really ran the ball up and down the floor all night long. Whether we were turning the ball over or not, they seemed to have their foot on the pedal. And as I said, if we don't hit as many three-point shots as we did, if we don't shoot exactly as well as we did, obviously with the score being as it was on their end, we get blown out. 138 points is a hell of a lot of points to give up to a bad team. And at the end of the day, as we said, we know this was the game they wanted to compete. This was the game they were hoping to get a victory in. And we knew it was coming. We knew they would want to compete in one of these 3 games. But to give up this many points to this team, you have to wonder how good you should feel walking out of here. And that's what we say. We talk about not having our thoughts be kind of leaning on wins and losses, because a lot of that stuff is basically outside of your control. When you're going up against a team like this who wants to lose, you could do everything wrong and they'll still give you the victory. And this is one of those situations where I look at this team and say, okay, our offense was clicking like crazy. Obviously, we've turned the corner offensively, but we've taken so many steps backwards defensively. Given the fact this is a bad team, we gave up so many points to them. So what I want us to do is try to figure out where we've gone wrong there and try to remedy that quickly, because we're going to be running into a Pacer team that we cannot get away with that against. Just like Trey Jones, Tyrese Halliburton is going to be somebody who gets a lot of assists, hits a lot of three-point shots, etc. They're a very talented young team, a much more talented young team than San Antonio, in my opinion, and they're playing better too. So we can't look at them as a tanking team. We have to look at them as a playoff team, because that's exactly how they're slotted in the Eastern Conference right now. And that's what it is. Expect to have to rebound better. Expect guys, just like in this game, guys that you may have heard rumors about being traded to this team. Those guys are going to be on that Pacers squad, of course, and you're going to see them try to show out because of it. So that's really what it is there. I just don't know that I like what I saw tonight from my Los Angeles Lakers. Overall, I think shots are going to either fall or they're not. You know what I'm saying? And so the question is, for every shot you took, did you like what you saw there? If the shot doesn't fall, do you think you had a bunch of good possessions? I think the shots that LeBron James took was in rhythm. I don't think they're the type of shots that you're angry at him for taking. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, if we're not making them, of course you don't want to take any threes. But the type of threes that he takes that I complain about were not the ones that I saw him take too much this evening. Not at all. And I thought we did it within the course of the basketball game. I thought guys were able to feed him the ball in situations rather than him just catching it off the defensive rebound and just walking into a three-point shots that he ultimately doesn't make. So better plays run tonight, better overall stuff. I think what we're running into, though, is LeBron James gets immediately double-teamed. That's what I saw tonight. And when he gets immediately double-teamed, a lot of times guys don't really know what they're doing around him. There were times and sequences where we needed a cut here and there, and guys just kind of keeping the spacing going. You want guys to move around. So we got to learn how to play properly around LeBron James, particularly when the defense is aggressive against him and he has to pick up his dribble. Because we saw a lot of that these last 2 games against the Spurs, and I just feel like that's going to continue to be a thing with LeBron James kind of wanting to play a slower pace than what the rest of the team is used to playing at as well. That's something I saw him say slow it down a little bit to Russell Westbrook in one play here or there. That's just something the young team is just going to have to get used to. You know what I mean? We got an old guy in the house and everything revolves around him. And when he's not out there, it's very easy to run around and kind of keep the pace that you're used to, and kind of roll with a more free running scheme. But when he's down there, he's going to be looking to catch his breath until his conditioning catches up. So it's a bit frustrating out there for the guys, but ultimately we were able to weather the storm tonight. Turnovers were a little better tonight, although we had still 17 as a team, which is a lot. It's a step down from what it was yesterday at 22. So we're okay with that. I guess. No, we're not. We're not okay with 17 turnovers. It's just an improvement on the weekend, but ultimately it's not good at all. One thing I can't say that we've done well that I haven't mentioned at all pretty much this season is we're a very good free throw shooting team. And last year we were not. So that needs to be said, man. They're consistently shooting the free throw pretty well, and tonight was no exception. So I've been happy with that all season long. And so that's where I think we can kind of take a look at things and just say, all right, we're happy. We got a 2 out of 3 on this road trip. The road struggles were very evident last year, and even the start of the season, obviously, they were a problem. But now we're starting to see some road wins, and that's good because we're going to see some tough road games ahead. In fact, very tough. We're going to be on I think a 7-game road trip in the Eastern Conference, and we're going to be seeing the likes of the Bucks, Cavaliers, the Wizards coming up as well, Pacers, of course. So, it's not going to get any easier for us, but we've seen some extreme positives in regards to both sides of the basketball. At the start of the season, we were a team that you would say was one of the best defensive teams in the league. Tonight, we scored 143 points without Anthony Davis on the basketball floor. That tells me that this team could do a lot of things that maybe it didn't think it could do when we were losing all them games to start the season. And as I said, there are ways for this team to attack, and if everybody slots in properly and does their job, this team can win games. We have extremely talented defensive players in Anthony Davis and, of course, Patrick Beverley. They're two of the best defensive players in basketball. We got LeBron James and Anthony Davis, two of the best players in basketball, period. Russell Westbrook is now finding his confidence and is being a very good version of himself for us off the bench. And now we're finding that we've brought additional scorers back to this team. You look at what Dennis Schroeder did for this team tonight. That's why we had so many points. Because there are two things that has been going on all season long. We have not had a game where everybody has played well until tonight, offensively. Everybody scored the ball well. And we hadn't had Dennis Schroeder down there, who's yet another talented offensive scorer, while that also is taking place. So that's why you see that. This is a perfect storm of Dennis Schroeder giving you what Dennis Schroeder can give you, and then everybody shooting well at the same time. And then when LeBron James, of course, shoots like this, it will inflate the score. You're going to see the score be up. Like I said, what's concerning is how many points we gave up. When you give up 138 points to this team, 7 players in double figures, you can't feel good about that. Jakob Poeltl exited the game early. Sohan exited the game early, and they still were able to put up this many points. I mean, you just understand that your defense had zero success. Zero success. There was a situation where, if I'm not mistaken, Devin Vassell had already hit three-point shots, and on his fourth make, it wasn't a Laker within 10 feet of him. Like, it wasn't anyone even in the vicinity of the man as he was attempting his three. And I'm just sitting there like, this is the type of thing that I've been pointing out, that I've been seeing the Lakers do from game to game to game. We always, just about every game I've seen, there is at least one 3-point shot like that taken by someone who does profile as a 3-point shooter, and it's a head scratcher to me. I'm like, how the heck do these 3-point shooters game in and game out find themselves open against this basketball club? You know what I'm saying? And so that's something I want us to take a look at. It's something I see every night. It's not every possession, but it's just something that you'll see at least once or twice every single night. And it's like, yo, I don't mind leaving 9 3-point shooters open, but freaking Devin Vassell, when he's hit 3 already, come on, man. Let's tighten up defensively and find our defensive identity once again. Because if we're going to be giving up this many points to a bad San Antonio team, I don't want to see what we're going to be giving up next week to the Bucks and the Cavs. We might as well just sit our starters and give them the win, because there's no way we can compete that way. So, I just look at the game tonight and I say we're lucky to play the San Antonio Spurs, just like we were lucky to play the San Antonio Spurs last night. Just like we were lucky to play the San Antonio Spurs 4 games ago. I don't know that we can beat any real teams playing that way that we played against the Spurs in any of these 3 games. If we would play anybody else, we would have lost all 3 of them games, and that's why I know these are fool's golds wins. The team that we actually are is more like the game that we were against Phoenix, as to which we had the 0 for Gophers. But tonight there were no offers, and we're very happy about that. In fact, everybody shot well, and that is what we're going to need to see every night, especially given the fact that this is on the road. That was highly impressive, because we've had shooting issues on the road. So we'll take the road win with a big smile on our face. But at the end of the day, we just know that we can't win doing some of the things that we did tonight every night. LeBron attempting 11 threes most nights is going to be a very, very tough go for us. And I guess that's what it is when you're assessing the team as a whole from night to night to night, and then you have a game like this and he goes 7 for 11. It's like, I don't know how to assess that without saying that what we were able to do is something we should never attempt again. We were able to let him get away with shooting 11 3-point shots and only having 3 assists on the night and still get a victory. I don't think that's a recipe for success for the Lakers. I think we're going to lose a lot of basketball games if that's going to be his approach to every basketball game. It just is, bro. He's not going to be able to shoot that efficiently every night. And so what I say is, this is kind of one of those things where it's like, it's fool's gold, basically, as you're assessing it. You cannot react to it the way that you would need to get the effect necessary. Essentially, you got to congratulate the team for winning the game because all those shots fell. But the reality is, it would have been best if he went 1 for 11 so we can actually see the dynamic of what that really is. It's bad. It's very bad for us. But we got away with it tonight, basically. It's hard to say what to say in regards to this because AD wasn't there. So when you remove AD from the situation, what you normally are saying is what you want to try to do is get AD the ball in the second half, as to which there was no dynamic of that kind. So what we did was make up for his absence, and we did it in a unique way with high efficiency. So this is an outlier game, essentially. As you assess what you assess, you just understand that there is no consistency because players do come in and out of the lineup. So certain tendencies or certain things that you need to do, you just have to adjust to from game to game to game. In the next game, if AD plays, what I want to see us do is try to feed him the ball. You know what I mean? It's like, that's what we assess from game to game to game. This is what our team needs to do systematically in order to win. But if AD's not out there, what we did tonight, we got away with. I don't know that that's a plan that's going to work. If, let's say, we go against the Nuggets or the Portland or anybody that tries to win, that isn't tanking. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just have a different way of looking at the game. I know when we get a win, we're supposed to celebrate. Yeah, it's all this great stuff. LeBron James, oh my God, he got 7 threes, 39 points. It's phenomenal. He shut all us up. But I'm just looking and I'm saying, okay, so the next game, is he supposed to go for 7-11? And then we're going to score 143 points, and I guess we're going to win that way? If AD sits, I just don't think we can look at this as anything less than an outlier. You know what I mean? You just look at this and say he got one step closer to closing the gap in on Kareem, having missed some games, you know what I'm saying, and didn't get a chance to accumulate those points. So he was able to make up some of that, raise his efficiency level, you know what I'm saying? It's really about his efficiency there, getting him back in rhythm. It's all about him, man, in regards to that. But I love what I saw from everybody else, man. Got to give love to Kendrick Nunn. Because of the efficiency that he's continuing to show us, even though his minutes have been diminished a little bit. his efficiency has increased and his overall gameplay has been great. So I'm really happy with how he's playing. Lonnie Walker, of course, you got to mention 19 points. Lonnie Walker hit a bunch of threes in the fourth quarter, just slashing left and right as well. This dude is just really, really playing the way that we want to see him play, man. Bottom line, you can't be more happy with Lonnie Walker. Whether he's on the road, he's at home, wherever he's at, he's been consistent. And all I'm saying is have his money ready at this point. I don't think there should be any reason we don't re-sign him. He should be a part of what we're doing, just like Austin Reeves. We got pieces that we want to keep leading into next year, and those are two of them. So that's what I want to say, man. Wenyen Gabriel, again, excellent play. I like what I saw there. Troy Brown only attempted 3 shots, but hit 2 of them. We like that. We just want to continue to see him be aggressive where necessary, and I thought he was balanced tonight. Russell Westbrook, of course, we'll talk about the gash on the head. He got hit by Collins, and it's really one of those situations where it's like, do I think Collins did a little extra on the play? Maybe so. Maybe he had an elbow in his shoulder or something like that. Maybe somebody said something. You know, it could have been something that led up to that, but at the end of the day, when you see blood, it's one of those things where Russell saw blood and he wants to fight, but at the end of the day, it didn't require any stitches, and that's really what it was. I think they'll be all right. I don't think we have to think too much about it. Collins was assessed a technical for that, I believe it was. So all is well that ends well. I'm glad it didn't turn into something like the last game. We can't afford to have players getting suspended every time something happens. So I'm glad it worked out. And, as far as I can tell, Collins, it's hard to tell if he meant to do a little extra or not. But it seemed to me on the far tail end of it, seemed like there was a little extra there that I felt could be assessed as a little flagrant or whatever. But what are you going to do, man? At the end of the day, it's 2 teams battling. Like I said, San Antonio decided that this was the game they wanted to compete in, and, we had to bring it. So it was a little frustrating because you want to take games off when you go up against tanking teams, and they just didn't allow us that tonight. So, yeah, man, that's what it is, man. I'm glad AD was able to rest. Hopefully he's 100% in the next game because we're going to need him. Obviously, we're going to need him every night. And, it's good to get a win when he's not out there. That's what it's about. With us leaning on him the way that we have, and having Bron being out. When they swap, you want to be able to get away with it. You definitely want to see a victory take place when you look back on how the season went. When that took place, you would have hoped to have snuck out victories in those situations, and we did. We absolutely did. So we've weathered the storm. We're still going to have Patrick Beverley out against the Pacers, so we got to be ready for that. I don't think anybody's going to care too much. We've been winning without him, obviously, against Spurs, whatever, but point is we've seen a continuity out there offensively that is definitely noticeable with him absent. And Dennis Schroeder would not have been able to do what he did tonight without Patrick Beverley being absent. As I said, we could get away with him doing that. He was the right person to do it, and it was the right time to do it. And you could see with Dennis Schroeder's production, that's exactly what I was talking about. We needed those minutes. So, yeah, man, all in all, we just scratched this one. Like I said, our tendencies and the things that we want to do for ourselves systematically just didn't apply tonight. Just did not apply. We were out our guy, AD, and Bron is fresh back and had gotten his rhythm, and that's what this was about. Schroeder and Bron getting in rhythm. Check. We got that. Bingo. And again, you just have to give credit to everybody shooting the ball so well around Bron. There were things the guys could have did better. Like I said, the rebounding could have been better. You want to keep teams out of transition. You definitely don't want guys scoring in the paint 66 dang points. But all in all, if you can just keep up the efficiency necessary to hold them off, you walk out of there with a victory. So that's what it is, man. Our 7th victory on the year. What are we, 7-11 now? We're pulling our way out of this hole. Of course, it's going to be a little tough when we go on that East Coast trip. I don't know how we can have a winning record on a trip like that. But all in all, this is what you want to see. You will capture these knowing that there will be some that you may not be able to. So, good win, Lakers, with the Kobe Minute. I haven't pointed out the Kobe Minute in a while. I've just been talking through it, but we definitely want to acknowledge Kobe Bryant and just continue to send love to the family there. And yeah, that's where I'm at, man. That's what I got to say about everything. I don't think this is going to be one of those games where I think too much about it, because it wasn't any AD to kind of force the ball to in the second half and assess whether we did that well or not, that kind of thing. Um, I just love seeing the ball fall, man. 143 points the Lakers put up. I don't remember the last time we put up that many points. We did our best Utah Jazz impression. And for those who know what I'm talking about, they dropped like 130 points on us in back-to-back nights, something crazy this season. And this is encouraging. This shows me that we're able, with Dennis Schroeder's return, to keep up the scoring with some of these teams that may be able to put up these crazy numbers. If Bron is able to put up his scoring numbers, we can put crazy numbers up. And that's what we prove, man. We don't have a bunch of scrubs. If you continue to believe in guys and put them in positions to succeed, give them roles that work, guys can perform. Maybe not every night, but you might get a night like this where everybody has it going, and this is what this team is capable of doing. And that's without AD out there scoring and blocking and rebounding like crazy. We could have beat anybody tonight if we were fully healthy with AD down there. With his production being as it was, coupled with Bron shooting and everybody shooting like this, offensively we could have did it. We could have did it all. So that's what the upside of this team actually is. And the key is just getting guys to trust in one another, believe in one another, weather the storm in regards to what it is that we don't have. We get outclassed, strategize properly, and just get through this regular season as best we can, healthy as possible, man. We definitely had some injury things to consider as well. Russell Westbrook and that forehead gash. But something else that went down as well. Some guys were getting hurt down there. I don't remember who all it was, but we will take a look at the injury report for the next game, see if these next couple of days can give guys some rest to heal from this road trip. But it'll be nice to get back to crypto.com. We're going to have 2 games there before we go on that long road trip. Of course, against the Pacers and the Portland Trailblazers, I believe, are the next 2 games. Followed by Bucks, Wizards, and Cleveland. I believe that's how that goes for the road trip start. So, yeah, man, we're going to talk about it all. We will talk about it all. I'm trying to figure out if there's anybody I want to mention. Thomas Bryant, I really love what he gave us. In the limited minutes that we saw him, he was very excellent and efficient as he's been helping the team. I want us to lean on him more as he continues to get in better conditioning. That's what it's all about, man. That's what it is all about. Austin Reeves, the three ball wasn't really falling like that. But everything else was. The efficiency is coming around. He's continuing to be aggressive. It's not wasting time. He is driving at the defense, and he's making them call the foul for him. I'm just loving what I'm seeing. A lot of N1s tonight from our team. Guys connecting and on contact. That's what we want to see, man. Don't wait for the whistles to come. Look to finish the play. And I just love that. We saw that on multiple occasions from multiple people. So that's what it is, man. Efficiency, efficiency, efficiency. I was asking for it. Give me efficiency, James. Because if he's not efficient, we can't win. But if he's hitting shots, we can't complain. It's that simple. My name is BDL44. I thank you all for watching. I'm out.